Alright guys, a bit off the cuff with this video, but it's just a quick one really. It's come up in my diary that it's 80 days until the Feast of Tabernacles. 80 days until the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles being on the 29th of September, full moon feast, in which God commanded us to get our tabernacles, our tents, and flee off into the wilderness, or even the mountains, even better, and pitch your tent and stay there for 8 days. To remember how it was how we wandered the wilderness after we came out of Egypt. So a good feast, you know, and this would be the most perfect feast for the passing of the throne to happen. Not saying that it would, obviously we have to wait for the seals to begin first. And of course that comes with the Antichrist being crowned king first. So 80 days until the Feast of Tabernacles. 40 days until, actually it'd be August the 20th. So it's 40 days until August the 20th, and then August the 20th you got 40 days again. But yeah, we'll just come out and say, you know, we're totally watching for September for the amount of little things that are happening, like the proposed war outbreak because of the moon eclipses. I mean, war can outbreak at any time. They're all set up for it. War can outbreak at any time. So, you know, the eclipse is pointing to like September 2nd as being war outbreak, and which is seal number 2. Funny enough, you know, 1 week later you've got Elul 23rd, like the Queen's funeral day, like 9/11 day, when the markets crashed in 2001. You've got Elul 23rd, which is the market crash day, 1 week after. So specifically the 9th of September. So, but obviously we can give or take, and that's seal number 3. So you see, and also you have September, you have like the United Nations coming together saying peace and safety, climate change. But now there's more specific information. Is now they saying they want to make a 7-year deal, like the 7-year agreement of Daniel 9:27. September like 27. Amazing, because last year exactly on that time they were doing the same thing, peace and safety, climate change. So this year, and that's the thing, is like, you know, when I'm thinking about ahead in the future, like I was looking at some signs in the heavens, let's say, like it was going more into 2030 and 31, 2, 3 and all that. But and I was thinking, well, maybe we've got even more time, like 3 years maybe until the 7-year agreement. But there are things, evidence to suggest that the 7-year agreement, or the 7-year tribulation if you like, will be cut short a little bit beginning this year. And if you think about it, if they've got this 2030 goal, then there's only 7 years remaining to get to that goal. Do you know what I mean? So if it was 3 years from now, then they would be making a 3.5 year plan, agreement to get to the 2030. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, 2023 obviously is 7 years away from the 2030. So if they do make that 7-year agreement this year, September or any other month, then just know sudden destruction comes upon them. The next full moon, which if you look at September, you got the 27th. The 27th, the United Nations will be there meeting. 21st through. Last year it was the 27th. I know, because I watched it on TV because I was intrigued about this guy's prophecy. And then 2 days later, bam, you know, it's the Feast of Tabernacles. Sudden destruction. So interesting. So it's like today, now it's 80 days. 80 days until the Feast of Tabernacles. 40 days until August the 20th, which I've got down in my calendar as being 40 days until Tabernacles. And from the 20th, obviously, there'll be like 10 days until the beginning of September, where all these things about like war outbreak and market collapse happen. So just keep it. This is the time to be watching. You know what I mean? If everyone put a gun to my head and say, when? All the evidence is pointing to September this year, really. So, yeah, just be prepared, really. And keep the Sabbath. Keep the Sabbath always. Keep an ear out. Friday night to Saturday night, sundown. Whatever country you're in, keep an ear out for that inheritance of event. Revelation 5, it hasn't happened yet. Jesus Christ hasn't come to the throne yet. That's why Satan hasn't been thrown down yet. As Barack Obama. Just keep an ear out on the Sabbath day, and the inheritance event will be literally, you'll hear a voice of a trumpet, the angel will cry out, who is worthy? A voice like a shofar, maybe out the heavens, maybe even be able to hear it. I believe we'll be able to hear it. No man in heaven or on earth or under the earth was found worthy. Why? Because Jesus Christ is still in his manger in the wilderness of the heavens, if you like. Since he was born on Rosh Hashanah 2017, that great Revelation 12 sign. We've been in limbo since then. We've been waiting. Satan's been waiting. He hasn't been back to office as Barack Obama. Remember, it all fits in now. And then Israel has to bring forward the man-child. And I believe it's that old promise. It's the only thing. You will not see me again until you shall say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Boom, and then that's when I believe he's going to exit out of his manger. Satan's going to try and stop him. Michael and his angels are going to throw him down as Barack Obama. Because remember, it says, when the dragon's on earth, he goes off to make war with the woman which brought forward the man-child, and the woman flees into the wilderness. That'll be the beginning of the last 3.5 years. Anyone who's in Judea, flee into the mountains. And so the woman's gone. The woman's already brought forward the man-child. And like I say, I believe that is when they are going to turn and fulfill the prophecy by saying, Baruch haba Hashem Adonai, Baruch. But something will happen. And again, this year, there's been so many protests, strikes, worst thing. You know, it was the worst strikes or something in 20 years. So we're living in these times of birth pains. So just keep watch. I mean, obviously another 40 days, we'll see what happens. But keep every Sabbath day listening out, watching Israel. If you see strife in Israel, just know, because that angel can cry out any time, who is worthy? And basically Israel's going to answer and say, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. And then that's what's going to catch forward, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. That's what's going to catch forward Jesus Christ into God's throne. Satan's going to be thrown down. He has to, because he tries to kill him, so someone's got to stop him. Like he tried to kill the body of my father Moses, but Michael came and stopped him first, and then they moved the body. So surely Michael and his angels have to come first. Throw the dragon down before the man-child Jesus Christ makes his transit from his house, Revelation 1 to 3, into God's house, Revelation 5. To take the scroll with 7 seals, and only then, after the inheritance event, can the 7 seals begin. Can William become king and sit on the throne of David? So yeah, just keep watch anyway. 80-day warning, obviously 40 days until a 40-day warning. So yeah, just keep watch, man. Yeah, and it just feels like the time where all these things are going to be fulfilled, really. You know, spiritually, getting ready for it. The end of the age to begin, the seals to begin, and whatnot. And oh yeah, and there's another thing as well. There's a great sign in the heavens, which is quite remarkable, is that the United States get crossed out by solar eclipses. I mean, the first one, if I remember rightly, was the 2017 around the sign in the heavens, the birth sign, Rosh Hashanah 2017. Like I said, Satan left office and he's been waiting in the heavens ever since to try and intercept the man-child, get into God's throne, to take his inheritance, the scroll with the 7 seals, which will give him the ownership of the earth. And so, but the second eclipse, which crosses out, you know, again, and I think the center of it, bang, is like Missouri, I think, and it crosses out America as if to say no more. And we know, war outbreak, the seals, but then seal number 4 is a takedown of North America by the rider on the pale horse, Mr. Kim Jong-un, with the help of Russia and China to come and devour, like it says in Isaiah 9. The bricks have fallen, but we will rebuild. The sycamores have been cut down, but we will replace them with cedar trees. They are in defiance. So that for this reason, God has mustered up an army from Resin, North Korea, in a quite remarkable way, actually, the way the North Korean army has grown, because it's God's will. And together with enemies of old, Russia and China are going to come and devour the land with open mouth. And by the way, when America's finished, you see, that's what because like America was kind of like a temporary Israel, if you like, and then obviously the people have been coming back to the land in the last 70 years. Well, the Antichrist family made it a place for the Jews to live 100 years ago. In 1917, and obviously they've been coming back ever since to the land of Israel, to the state of Israel. But yeah, this second eclipse anyway comes in, date now, April 8th, I believe it is. April 8th, you get the second total solar eclipse, which will put an X over America, as if to say finished. Now, like I said, the seals, they're going to take down North America anyway. But then trumpet number 6 is the nuclear holocaust, World War III. Which, by the way, the Illuminati don't want America to win, because power has got to change. Israel has got to become the ruling country, state, whatever you want to call it, in the world. Israel has got to rule the world. All right, so for that to happen, America's got to fall, the dollar's got to fall, Britain's got to fall, the pound's got to fall, China's got to fall, Russia's got to fall. And so this crossing out of America is like literally that it'll be not be a country anymore. And when after the passing of the throne happens anyway, there's the East Coast will be gone, like trumpet number 2, La Palma volcano just washes away the East Coast with a mega tsunami. The West Coast is going to be gone, LA. It's going to be ripped up the middle of the Mississippi Valley. You know, it's going to be finished, and there goes your fresh water. They're going to literally dry out. America's just not going to be a country anymore. America's not going to be a country when it comes even to the Great Tribulation. It's going to be destroyed by natural and Yellowstone as well. The bottomless pit is opened, Yellowstone, and that'll take care of the West Coast as well. And so it's going to be finished. It'll literally be only a wasteland with some underground cities underneath it, which the government are going to use to survive. But when they come out, survive, they'll be like, thank you very much, America. See ya. Oh, we've got alliance to the NATO. We've got an alliance to the EU. Oh, we're going over there to fight that war. See you later. Good luck, kind of thing. But anyway, this point being, sorry, going on a bit. Point being is that this solar eclipse is going to happen in April the 8th, I believe it is, but you'll have to check. Beginning of April. And so, does this mark the end of the destruction of America? Well, it can't. It's only, in September, it's only going to be 6 months away till that solar eclipse. So this solar eclipse must mark the start of the destruction of America, i.e. trumpet 6 being the first, being nuclear war. So the first passing of the throne has to happen first, the seals, and the throne passes, seal 6 and 7. Destroys nations, then the trumpets start, and trumpet 5 is 5 months long. And then you come to trumpet 6, which is the nuclear war, which is 13 months long. So I have to believe that sign in the heavens of crossing out America on April next year has got to be the start of trumpet 6. And it could well be, if I'm right in thinking, that trumpet 5 is going to last 5 months, while Neberu, the throne of God, goes past the earth, obviously, seal 6 and 7, rapture, marking of the saints. On the mountains, and goes round the sun, because the transit, the orbit, if you like, of Nibiru, going past the line of the earth, round the sun, and back out past the line of the earth again, is, guess how many months? 5 months. That's what the ancients documented. 5 months. Trumpet number 5, 5 months. So I think it's going to be, well, I know trumpets 1, 2, 3 and 4 are going to go immediately on that first passing of the throne. In fact, the angel says, do not hurt the earth, nor the sea, nor the trees. The trees are burned up, trumpet number 1. The sea, mega tsunami, trumpet number 2. The earth burned up, trumpet number 1. The people on the earth struck with the plague of the Black Death, and the fountains of water are made bitter, wormwood. So 1, 2, 3, 4 angels are waiting at the earth, and it says they're holding back the winds of the earth, and the angel says, do not hurt the earth. In other words, don't blow your trumpets until we have sealed the servants of our God on there. Well, it doesn't actually say they've got the trumpets at that time, but they're given power to hurt the earth. And how do they hurt the earth? Well, they're given the trumpet judgments at that same event. Do not hurt the earth until we have sealed the servants of our God. 144,000 from all the 12 tribes of Israel. From Asher, Benjamin, Gad, from Issachar, Judah and Joseph, from Levi, Manasseh and Naphtali, from Reuben, Simeon and Zebulun. And then when they're sealed, when we're sealed, and like I said, I believe we'll all have exodus into some high places at that time. And then it says, a great multitude, which no man can number, is caught up from every kindred and the language and peoples and nations, and they're all saved, and they're all in the throne and celebrating. And then the trumpets can happen. And then, like I say, 1, 2, 3, 4 are literally waiting there. And then I believe 5, boom, Yellowstone opens the bottomless pit. And then I believe the locusts and that are going to remain, who go out to sting the people who are not the 144,000, who have not the seal of God on their foreheads. They go out to sting them for 5 months. The same orbit transit time documented by the ancients of Nibiru, coming past the earth, going around the sun and back out again, because the trumpet, his throne has to be close to earth for the trumpets and the raptures to happen. Boom. Great multitude in the first passing, the great harvest of the dead and the living in the second passing, and the 144,000 and the 2 witnesses. And then the dead in Christ and the still alive that have come to Christ at that second passing of the throne. At the 2 witnesses finishing their prophecy. And so, yeah, 5 months round the sun, back out again, and I believe that that's when the throne's got to come past the earth again, or, you know, not as close as it did during the first passing, but close enough for the 6th angel to sound his trumpet. And when he does, 4 angels released from the river Euphrates. They go out, They muster up a 4-country alliance. Obviously, them angels will go out to these 4 world leaders like Russia, China, North Korea and Iran, and they'll bring it to the east, man. They're going to muster up an army of 200 million men, all armed with tanks and truck-mounted nuclear missiles. That's how it's going to be. And with them, they do hurt. And they're going to kill off 1/3 of the population of the earth that's still there at that time. So discounting whoever was destroyed by the first passing of the throne, who didn't repent, who said, nah, and then they were destroyed, they were taken away by the sea, whatever. And that's discounting the people that came to God and were caught up to the throne, were repented of their sins and were caught up to the throne as part of a great multitude which no man can number. Caught up to the throne, all the young under the age of bar mitzvah, all caught up to the throne, great multitude. Under the age of bar mitzvah, now 12 years old, that's like 2 billion people at this time. 2 billion kids under the age of bar mitzvah are going to be caught up to the throne. 2 billion. And then obviously whoever repents of their sins, or believers, will be caught up to the throne also at that great multitude. So, 3-4 billion people may be saved during that first passing of the throne. 4-5 billion be left. So 1/3 of that in the nuclear Holocaust war that's coming. So yeah, my point being about the solar eclipse, was that the point being about the solar eclipse is that it can't mark it can't mark the end of the destruction of America, can it? The only thing it can mark, and like I said, in September, which is only a couple of months away now, so 6, 7, 8, we're probably about 8 months away from that solar eclipse now. And so it can only mark the beginning of the war that's going to destroy America, that it will not win and will not survive from. So yeah, I mean, then if you count 5 months of like trumpet 5, Yellowstone opening and the bottomless pit and the locusts coming out, if you count 5 months, then you kind of get to like specifically I think you get to November, the beginning of November, which is not far out from what we're talking about where we say September, the end of September passing. Then you got all of October, and then you come to the beginning of November anyway. And my star Vesta also makes a loop round Gemini. In beginning of November, the 3rd, I believe it is. So yeah, just got all these little bits. So when you look at the evidence of things happening now rather than 3 years time, then you can see why it's definitely a watch period. I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited because, like I say, everything points to this time. Nothing else points to any other time of any other year. So yeah, just keep watch. God bless you all. I've been Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy. God bless you all in Jesus' precious name. Amen.